Whoa, Nelly! Whoa! It looks like we've relocated Nelson Aguilar. This is unbelievable. 72-yard touchdown today. How about that? But today was about Carson Wentz, the surgical precision of Ginger Jesus. Had never thrown 3 touchdowns in a game before today. Had 3 of them in the first 15 minutes. Had 4 touchdowns total. He was remarkable. A lot of this recap's going to be about him today. So I'm flying solo today, just me. Unfortunately, like I've said, I got a bunch of my guys right now. They're about to get married. Unfortunately, everyone's getting married at the same time. So just going to be me, and we'll see how long I can make this go. So I want to start with Carson Wentz. I want to talk about how unbelievable he was. And, you know, we did a film room study about Wentz's deep ball accuracy this past week. And, you know, even though the numbers didn't show it per se, 2 of 6 last week, the ball placement was a lot better. And what did we see today? It was confidence in the deep ball. The one to Torrey Smith, the one to Nelson Aguilar, the trajectory to Nelson Aguilar to perfectly place that ball right into his waiting arms, hitting him perfectly in stride. We have not seen that from Carson Wentz. We have never seen that from Carson Wentz. Today was the first time where we were like, wow, there's the deep ball. There it is. This was the first time he really showed confidence in his deep ball ability. And I was amazed. I was amazed. And I want to talk about this as well. 3rd down conversion rate is just off the charts. So the Eagles came into the game. I got a bunch of nuggets for you guys, by the way. So the Eagles came into the game. They were already 2nd in the league on 3rd down. And Wentz today was 8 of 11 for – actually, no. Scratch that. He was 9 of 11 for 208 yards and 3 touchdowns on 3rd down. He had a trio of 3rd and 11 conversions. The 3rd and 19 was the 72-yard touchdown to Nelson Aguilar. So not only is he converting 3rd downs, these are 3rd and longs. And what did Carson Wentz talk about during the offseason that he wanted to get better at? He wanted to get better at his 3rd down conversion rate and his red zone production. So far, both have taken dramatic improvements. So the third down passing, all right? So just to show you how improved he actually is. All right. So the Eagles, they were 20th in 3rd down efficiency last year. They were 2nd coming into the game today. They might be 1st afterwards. Wentz came into the game 2nd in passer rating on 3rd down, 107.2. He was 28th last year. His passer rating was like in the 60s. So once again, you're seeing dramatic improvement in that area. This number I thought was crazy. So Wentz had only thrown 1 50-yard touchdown to a wide receiver in his first 20 starts. He had 2 of them today. So that shows more confidence in the deep ball, obviously, but also the weapons now at Wentz's disposal. Eagles, okay, so right out of the gate, we'll talk about the first quarter. Because the Eagles come out right out of the gate, 21 points. Game was over after the first quarter. Cardinals only had 21 yards, you know. The first defensive drive, Jalen Mills set the tempo. Tackle on 1st down and run defense. That sets up a 2nd and 9. You have a quick out to Larry Fitzgerald, pass breakup, and then you had a quick slant on 3rd down. I forget who it was, but another pass breakup from Jalen Mills. This secondary really stepped up today. Not just Jalen Mills. Patrick Robinson, you know, he was unbelievable. All he's got to do is just hit a jugs machine because he could have had like 3 picks. By God. But Patrick Robinson, once again, silently flying under the radar. And he was, so he was unbelievable. He had the one late in the game where I forget who the deep ball was to, but had the pass break up there, and then 2 other instances where he dropped interceptions. Jalen Mills also dropped one. John Brown had to break it up from him. So you had that as well. All right, so I went and wrote down all the third down conversions. And this is another game where I got nothing bad to say about Doug Peterson, all right? So one of my biggest pet peeves with Doug has been the third and longs and not letting Wentz rip it, not having enough confidence in his quarterback to move the chains on a third and long. That was not the case today. The exact opposite today. 3rd and 11 hits a conversion to Zach Ertz. So you had 2 3rd and 11 conversions on the same drive, and I believe that was that first touchdown drive that they had. So you had that, and you had Jeffrey he had a 16-yard reception after Patrick Peterson missed his press at the line of scrimmage. And then you had the touchdown to Trey Burton. That's that slot fade that Wentz loves to throw, and you had the quick lead for the Birds. You had a 3rd and 11 where Nelson Aguilar spotted up in the zone and hauled in a 17-yard reception. This came right after he had just dropped the ball. So another 3rd and 10 plus where Doug Peterson isn't calling a screen. He's not calling a screen. He's not being conservative. He's letting his quarterback throw past the sticks. I haven't seen that from Doug Peterson yet. So last 2 games from Doug, man. Good job, pal. Good job. The only one where he threw the screen was on a 3rd and 12, but that was on a 3rd and 12 when the Eagles were already up 31-7 late in the 3rd quarter. So in that instance, well, you have the lead. It's a 3rd and 11. It's okay. You just punt the ball and play defense. So that was okay in that instance. But, I mean, some of these 3rd down conversions. So he's 9 of 11, and he's picking up a 3rd and 19, a 3rd and 11, a 3rd and 8, nope, 3rd and 17 was not picked up. That was a run to Barter, sorry. And then two more 3rd and 11s. So that's remarkable. That is unbelievable. The surgical precision of Carson Wentz. Wow. We're seeing him grow right in front of our very eyes. He's improving each week. It's unreal. The key drive to this game, I thought, was the one to start the second half. So Eagles got up 21-0. You know, we got scared for a second because we thought it was going to be the Giants game because you had the Cardinals score the touchdown. And then right before the half, they had the field goal attempt. And, you know, if they make that field goal, all of a sudden it's 21-10 and you know, the murmurs are going to start. But instead, there's that man again, Patrick Robinson, P-Rob, causing problems for the Cardinals with the block kick. And then it's 21-7 heading into half. And then the Eagles embark on a 5-minute, 42-second drive to start the second half. And they put the game away. They put the game away. They did exactly what I wanted them to do. Step on the Cardinals' throats and put them into submission. And that's what they did. That's what they did. You look at the play calling, 30 passes, 26 design runs for 114 yards. You look at LeGarrette Blount. He did most of his work in the second half. 11 carries for 67 yards. Had only 2 carries for 6 yards in the first half, but that's what he is. You run him in the second half when the defenses are worn down, more tired. Good job, Doug. Oh man, it's almost like Doug Peterson is listening to the Bitter Birds. He's doing everything I'm telling him to do. It's amazing. They got Howie Roseman, you know, eavesdropping in on the Bitter Birds to see what the game plan is. You look at the stats. Okay, so stats for Nelson Aguilar: 4 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Torrey Smith, 3 for 70. Zach Ertz, 6 for 61. So on a day where Jeffrey was limited by Patrick Peterson, you had other guys step up. And you know, the rest of the secondary, it's not like great for the Cardinals in terms of their corners. You know, Justin Bethel and who's their other corner? I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but those guys were beatable. And you know, I thought the Eagles did a great job of exploiting Budda Baker in the slot on that Nelson Aguilar touchdown. You know, Baker is – I think Baker's going to be a good safety in the NFL, but in terms of his coverage, I think he can be beat. And, I mean, Nelson Aguilar, we saw what he did. I mean, he completely roasted him from the slot. So great job to exploit that matchup. You know, the Eagles, they exploited all the Cardinals' weaknesses today. I thought. I'm going to watch the game back. I'm curious to see, you know, where they kind of ran the ball. It seemed like they did try to run it up the middle, but they also ran it outside. So I'll have to chart all that and take a look. I'm also going to chart Wentz's deep ball accuracy. Did he even miss one today? I don't even know. I don't know if he missed one today. The offensive line continues to play well. I mean, we're still seeing this rotation between Stefan Wisniewski and Chance Warmack. I think this experiment needs to end because whenever Chance Warmack is out on the field, the Eagles don't score. And whenever Wiz is on the field, they do score. So, well, a light bulb should be going off in Doug Peterson's head pretty soon saying, well, maybe Wiz should be the starter moving forward and not even give Chance any more chances, so to speak. Brandon Graham. Okay, so Brandon Graham made 2 great plays in a row, which I loved. I don't know if this was like third quarter-ish, maybe early in the fourth. But yeah, the one play where he slices through, gets the tackle for a loss and run defense. And then on the next play, sniffs out a screen. Just, wow. You can just see the versatility there in 2 plays. What he can do, what he provides to the table. Not, you know, like there's such a, what's the word? Well, basically at the Deion spot, it's more about than just getting sacks, obviously. And Brandon Graham is a perfect example of that. Not only what he can do in run defense, but he also sniffs out screens. And because he got to play some 3-4 outside linebacker when Chip Kelly was here, he can drop back in coverage too. He can be a buzz. He can buzz out in coverage. So he had another big game. And Timmy Jernigan. Oh, you know, they always talked about, you know, it's funny because like Benny Logan, whenever Fletcher Cox got hurt, like Benny Logan really never did anything. But when Timmy Jernigan plays and Cox doesn't, we're not seeing that. Timmy Jernigan is still making plays. You know, he's still balling out. It's unbelievable. He's a perfect fit for Jim Schwartz's scheme. He's gonna get paid this offseason. So we'll see if we can re-sign him. Because he's been amazing. He's causing a lot of disruptions in the backfield. Deep penetration. It wasn't Cox today. It was Timmy. It was Timmy. If you call your penis Timmy, there you go. Timmy was getting deep penetration. Jalen Mills, Patrick Robinson, Rasul Douglas. I already pretty much talked about those guys. So, all right. I pretty much went through all my notes. That's about it. So, I mean, 13-minute recap, is that long enough for you guys? For a what, 34-7 victory? Let's see the comments. Let me take a look at some stuff. For a what, 34? Let's see. Yeah, Jernigan. Yep. All right. Is Wentz an MVP contender? You know, that's an interesting question. I'll say this. If he keeps playing like he did today, not that he's going to be an MVP, but maybe he'll toss his name into the discussion. You know, where's he at now? Let me look at his updated stats. But you can literally see the progression each week. You can see it. It's very noticeable. The accuracy was not like this even 2 to 3 weeks ago. He's got what's his ratio? 10-3? Is it 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions? I mean, I'll tell you what. If he can get to like 30 touchdowns this year, that would be remarkable. Because second-year quarterbacks normally don't do that. And Wentz is playing out of his mind, dude. I mean, I talked about it earlier in the show. When he wants to improve something, he does. And offseason, like I said, he wanted to improve his third down precision and his red zone efficiency. And he's done both so far. And I'm sure in the last couple weeks, he knows that his deep ball accuracy needed to improve. And I'm sure he's worked his ass off the last couple weeks because we're seeing improvements. So you love to see that from Wentz. And a lot of those franchise quarterbacks are going to be like that. They're going to work and they're going to work their ass off. But this is just lovely. I want to say that he's been better than I expected him to be. He's legitimately looking like a franchise quarterback. Even today, he looked like a franchise quarterback. He looked like an elite guy. That Arizona defense isn't terrible by any means. That's a good defense. And Carson Wentz picked them apart, and he made it look easy. And if this deep ball accuracy continues to improve, that's the key moving forward. Because, James talked about it in our preview show. Even though we saw the deep ball accuracy improve last week, James really wanted to see him uncork one deep down the field, and we saw it twice. And the difference between the Torrey Smith post and the one earlier in the season, Wentz was not as confident in throwing the football. Because in week 1, he threw it a second or two late, and that allowed Josh Norman to come back and break up the pass. Today, no hesitation whatsoever. He just let it rip. He let it go. And the Nelson Aguilar touchdown. That was a 3rd and 19. He also had to maneuver around a little bit in the pocket. So he had to step up, and then he lofted it. And, again, we've seen that trajectory be so flat his first 2 years. It was nice to see that big looping arc on that deep ball. We have not seen that from Carson Wentz yet. Today we did. And if he keeps playing like this, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this Eagles team is really fucking good. It's really fucking good. And, there were a lot of people talking shit this week in the Cowboys fan base, that the Eagles were 3-1 last year too. This is a different team. This is a completely different team. It's the best team in the division. I don't see who else in the division can beat the Eagles right now. I don't see anybody. So it's going to be a hell of a game on Thursday night. That's going to be a great test. Can't wait for that game on Thursday. Because that's a really good defense. Now, Carolina's secondary isn't good, but, in terms of trying to run the football again, it's going to be a tough defense to run against. So, all right, let's see. Let's check out the comments once again. Oh. Defense still not 100%. The Giants. Did the Giants lose? If the Eagles enter a bye as a 7-2 or 8-1, they're Super Bowl contenders. Man, it's just it's crazy to think that they're a Super Bowl contender. I'm gonna let the season play itself out before I start saying that stuff, but they're getting there. Giants lose. Good, I picked the Chargers today. All right. I guess I'll end it on this note. I'll keep this recap a little bit shorter. We'll see what I'll do moving forward with the recaps because, Mike is unable to do them moving forward. So I don't know who I'm going to get or who I can bring in, but because James goes to the games. James has season tickets. I'll probably do the recap with him on Thursday, but I know Gio wants to do some stuff with me, so I could get him. But yeah, we'll see moving forward. Unless you guys just like the solo stuff. If you guys just don't mind me going solo, I could do that too. But I like having someone to bounce opinions off of. I like having a crew. All right, that's it for this one. I'm out. Peace.